Hello and welcome back to my channel. If you don't know me already, I am Nolly, licensed nail tech and educator. Today, I'll be sharing with you some of my nail essentials that I use on a day-to-day basis. So if you're starting your Japanese or Korean gel journey, I think that these products might be something that you might want to look into to see if you'll like it. Now, without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. So, the first thing on my list is going to be base coat. Right now, I'm currently using the Vetro base coat in their black line. I love using this base coat because I've never really had an issue with it ever lifting on clients or even myself. I've had a lot of issues with other base coat, but I think because this one is very thin in consistency that it just works for me. It does say on their website that most of their black line colors are also available in potted gel. They've been out of stock for a while and I can't seem to get my hands on it, but I'm so lucky that I went to go check out Skyline Beauty, which they do carry Vetro also. I was able to buy a few of their base coat, so get it while you can, right? The next on my list is going to be my black and white gel. Let's start with the white gel. And one that I always gravitate towards the most, I always grab it whenever I'm creating nail art or creating any kind of character work, is my DS painting gel in white. The one thing I like about this gel, and I tend to gravitate towards it, is because it's very pigmented and I don't have to layer on so much whenever I do character work, because you don't want your nail art to be very bumpy, and that's what I like about this gel. One thing I do notice about this gel is that sometimes it doesn't work well with other gels, so you might have to go the extra step and buff it out a little, and it for sure does not work well with other brand top coat. That's what I've noticed. Now, my favorite black is going to be the Leaf Gel in Jet Black 001. What I like about this gel is that it's very pigmented and it doesn't move around when I'm creating line work. So whenever I'm drawing character and I need to outline, this is my go-to color. I'm going to throw in a bonus color in here, and it is a nude color. So whenever I have clients that can't decide what kind of color they want, but they're telling me that they want a nude color, this is my go-to color, and it is Leaf Gel 126. It is a pinkish nude and it just lays down so smooth and it matches every skin tone. Let's jump into brushes. Brushes are a big essential, and I'll show you maybe 3 or 4 of my favorite ones that I use on a daily whenever creating nail art. I do want to throw it out there that when you are starting your Japanese or Korean gel journey, that brushes, especially along the line of Japanese or Korean brand, they are on the pricier side, so just be aware of that. First brush that I'm going to mention here as one of my essential is going to be the flat round brush. My favorite one to use is from Leaf Gel, their flat round brush. It's thin enough to put color and wide enough to evenly spread the colors onto the nails. I love the rounded brush because it can get very close to the cuticle. The second brush that I am going to be mentioning is my striper liner brush. I have 2 that I just love and I grab them every time I'm creating nails. The first striper brush is going to be my Wildflower striper brush. Love this one because it is thicker and it really helps me create thicker lines without having it to go over my line art 2 or 3 times. And it is also nice and long. So if you create long nails, this brush is also very good for that. My next liner brush is going to be my Leaf Gel Striper Liner Brush. This one is not as long. I want to say that it's more medium size and it's not as thick. So it's so good to use this one for detail art. Another bonus here, I'm throwing in this bonus brush. I got this brush from an Ugly Duckling course that I took, and it is one of the training brush that they gave us. And what I did with this brush is that I went ahead and snipped away some of the hair or bristles on it. So it became basically one of my custom brush that I created. And I love this brush so much because I want to say that by looking at it, it probably only has like 3 hair left. I love it for drawing the very small details of any nail art. So if you're drawing an eye or something, it's a very good for, you know, that very small eye detail. So my advice to you is that if you want to create a custom brush, find a brush that you no longer use and just start snipping away at some of the hair and test it out and see if that's something that you like. On to top coat. One of my favorite top coat that I tend to use a lot is my Leaf Gel Top Coat number 2. I love this one because of its thin viscosity. I'm not a big fan of thick top coat, and this one is a non-wipe, and I love my non-wipe. I used to like Nail Couture's top coat, but for some reason they changed the formula and I'm not a big fan of it. Well, the last thing I'm going to be mentioning as one of my nail essential is going to be cuticle remover. And the one by far that I love is by the brand Blue Cross. This cuticle remover just really melts those tough cuticle and making it so much easier to push back. Alright, so those are some of my nail essentials that I wanted to share. I like to test out products for at least 6 months to really understand the grasp of each product. So that is the reason why I wanted to share with you some of my favorites. I hope that you enjoyed this video and find it informational, and maybe you want to go ahead and try some of these products out yourself. Again, if you found this video informational, give me a thumbs up just to encourage me to create more content for you. So, until next time, bye.